Welcome to Inside Insight, your quick hit of tips, tools, and trends for manufacturing, distribution, and Dynamics 365 Business Central. Brought to you by InsightWorks.
Okay, let's cut to the chase. You're probably listening because, well, dealing with really complicated business software, especially for visual scheduling in Business Central, it's become a huge task in itself, hasn't it?
That's absolutely the core problem we hear about. You
Yeah.
need clarity, you need control over your manufacturing schedule, but instead you find these systems that are just packed with features you might never touch.
Right.
And they often demand weeks, maybe months of setup, specialized knowledge just to see a basic schedule. Like getting this super complex toolkit when really you just need a screwdriver.
Exactly. All you want is to see your production flow, make a few quick adjustments, and not need like a degree in advanced planning algorithms. So for this deep dive, our mission is pretty straightforward. We want to explore a simpler, more direct way to visualize and manage that production schedule right inside Business Central, but without all the unnecessary baggage.
And that really brings us to this tool, the Graphical Scheduler. Think of it as being really focused. It's actually a free app built for Business Central, and it gives you that visual drag-and-drop interface for scheduling.
Okay.
The key word here is probably lightweight. It's designed to give you what you actually need day to day without getting you stuck in features that sound great on paper, but don't solve the immediate issues.
Okay, so let's dig into that pain point first. Why are some of these, let's call them heavyweight visual scheduling tools, such a headache? What are the main problems people run into?
Well, first off, just the time investment to get them running. It can be significant. We're not talking days, we're talking weeks, sometimes months of configuration, implementation.
Wow.
Then you got all these advanced features, things like AI generating simulations, deep optimization algorithms. Now, these can be powerful, sure, but often they're just overkill for what many manufacturers, especially maybe smaller and mid-sized ones, actually need on a Tuesday morning.
So you end up paying for and trying to learn things that just aren't used. It's that classic feature bloat situation, isn't it?
Precisely. And then there's the whole issue of disconnected systems. A lot of these tools, they operate outside Business Central.
Okay.
Which leads to that constant, dance of data synchronization.
Yeah.
Is the data current? Are there errors creeping in? It becomes a real struggle to make sure everyone's looking at the same up-to-date picture.
I can see how that would be frustrating.
And add to that the training. Mastering a completely new, often complex platform adds another layer of cost, another layer of time commitment.
So really what you're saying is, for a lot of businesses, the fundamental need is just clarity. See the schedule, make quick, agile changes, not necessarily predict every possible outcome 5 months from now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's it. Many users just need to understand what's happening now, spot potential problems coming up, and crucially, reschedule tasks quickly when needed. They want clarity and the ability to react fast. They don't need a system that needs its own dedicated analyst to interpret.
Yeah.
And this is really where the Graphical Scheduler aims to be different, much more practical.
Okay, so how does this graphical scheduler achieve that? How does it strip away the complexity and keep things functional for the actual user?
Well, the biggest thing is probably its integration. It lives directly inside Business Central. It's not some external program you have to connect.
Just no separate login, no integration hassles.
Exactly. That eliminates a whole category of problems right there. And the core function, it's really designed to be simple. You drag and drop your production tasks on the schedule to move them.
Drag and drop. That sounds refreshingly straightforward.
It is, and you get immediate visual feedback.
Yeah.
So let's say you're moving a task, maybe it's called nesting or something. As soon as you drag it to a new time slot, a little tooltip appears instantly, showing the new start and end times.
Okay. Right there on the screen.
Right there. It's instant clarity, built into the Business Central interface people already use. And think about the impact that you're still inhaling, that you're not just shuffling boxes around, you're empowering the people closest to the work, maybe the supervisor, to react immediately to changes. That can cut down on delays, miscommunications.
That immediate feedback loop, yeah, that must be a huge help for making quick decisions right on the shop floor.
It really is. And another key thing is customizable views. You can set it up so different people see the schedule in a way that makes sense for them.
How so?
Well, maybe the production manager needs that high-level overview, perhaps by department. But a machine operator, they just need to see the queue for their specific machine.
Right. tailored to the role.
Exactly. It ensures everyone's focused on what's relevant to their job, not wading through information they don't need.
That makes a lot of sense. A warehouse supervisor definitely needs a different view than, say, someone in finance.
Precisely. And to help spot trouble quickly, it uses color coding for alerts. So late tasks might show up in red, for example. Overloaded work centers could be another color, maybe priority conflicts another.
Like a visual warning system?
Yeah, exactly. It's a quick, visual way to flag things that need attention. And this isn't just about seeing red. It's about potentially seeing future overtime costs or risks of missing deadlines. It lets you see where you might need to redistribute work.
So at a glance, you can kind of pinpoint where potential bottlenecks or issues might be forming.
That's the idea. And you also get flexibility in how you view the timeline. You can zoom way in to see the details of one specific operation or zoom out for that bigger picture, the whole production timeline.
Nice.
That adaptability is pretty important for managing both the plan and the nitty-gritty execution. Plus, there's a really practical feature, optional read-only views.
Ah, okay. So you can share it without worrying someone will accidentally change things.
Exactly. Perfect for team members who need visibility but shouldn't be adjusting the schedule themselves.
It really does sound like it's built with the people actually doing the work in mind, not just the planners sitting in an office somewhere.
That's a core part of the design philosophy, yes. It's aimed at warehouse supervisors, shop floor managers, production planners, the people who are actively executing that schedule day to day.
And is it hard to set up? You mentioned implementation times for other tools.
No, the setup is designed to be quick. There's a setup wizard to guide you through it. You can define your default views, get things configured, and honestly start getting value pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
Often within minutes, which is quite a contrast to those longer implementations we talked about.
Getting up and running that fast, that's a huge plus for adoption and seeing a real impact quickly.
Absolutely. And that flexibility carries over into how you view time itself. You can use relative date formulas.
What do you mean by that?
Like instead of picking specific dates, you can set views like down as a 1D for yesterday or WD1 for the next working day or just this week.
Okay. So for daily meetings or quick checks.
Exactly. Think about a quick morning huddle on the shop floor. Everyone can pull up the schedule for today, instantly see what's overdue, perhaps highlighted in red, and everyone's on the same page for the day's work.
That kind of daily operational clarity would be invaluable, I imagine.
And here's a really crucial point. This isn't just a planning sandbox. The Graphical Scheduler works directly with your live production data inside Business Central.
Okay, so it's real time.
Yes. When you drag and drop that task, you are literally updating the production order routing lines in Business Central in real time. The schedule you see is the current live schedule. Changes you make are reflected immediately in your core system data. It's not a simulation, it's the actual plan.
So definitely not just a pretty picture. It's directly manipulating the real production plan.
Precisely. And it does more than just display tasks. It can actually help you uncover those hidden operational pain points.
How does it do that?
There's a screen called the Work Center Loading Screen. Think of it almost like a heat map for your capacity. It visually highlights work centers that are overloaded. You might see percentages like 150%, 200%, sometimes even higher, right there on the screen.
Okay, so instant visual cue that a particular area is overloaded.
Exactly. It gives you that immediate signal of where resources are stretched thin, and this lets you be proactive, address those potential bottlenecks before they cause major delays or problems downstream.
That visual warning of overloading, combined with the ability to reschedule easily, sounds key for preventing delays before they snowball.
Yes, because when you see that overload visually, you can then use the drag and drop feature to maybe move some tasks to less busy work centers or adjust timings. It helps you rebalance the workload and maintain a smoother flow, all without having to dig through multiple reports or screens. It's designed to be intuitive, visual problem solving.
So for those manufacturers, especially maybe small to mid-sized ones who are really focused on efficiency, getting things done without layers of unnecessary complexity, this sounds like it could be a really good fit.
It often is. For many, the priority is clear results, not becoming experts in overly complex software. The Graphical Scheduler helps deliver that by making the schedule instantly understandable.
Right.
It gives supervisors the autonomy they need to make adjustments on the fly, offers those tailored views for different roles, and importantly, it can also tie into related areas. You can use it to visualize things like warehouse picks or even service orders, not just production.
Oh, interesting. So it's not strictly limited to production orders.
No, it has capabilities beyond that.
Yep.
And looking ahead, if a company's needs do become more complex later on, it's designed to potentially integrate with more advanced planning tools if that deeper automation is eventually required. It's not necessarily a dead end.
That's good to know that there's a potential growth path if needed. So drilling down a bit, who specifically within a manufacturing company tends to get the most value out of the graphical scheduler?
We see it benefiting several key roles. Production planners, obviously. They can get away from juggling spreadsheets and actually see the impact of sequence changes visually. Operations managers get that clear, real-time snapshot of capacity load across different work centers.
Okay.
Shop floor supervisors can see exactly what jobs are queued up for their teams right now. Warehouse leads can use it to visualize and manage pick assignments, maybe even see estimated completion times for those picks.
Right, visualizing the pick process, too.
Yeah. And even engineers or analysts can use the visual interface to more easily spot recurring bottlenecks or identify areas where the workflow could be improved.
It really sounds like it offers tangible benefits across quite a few roles involved in getting products made and shipped.
Absolutely. So if you, the listener, have found yourself searching for things like visual scheduling in Business Central, chances are your current method just isn't giving you the visibility or the control you really need. The Graphical Scheduler aims to directly address that need, provide better visibility, more efficient management, but without the steep learning curve and, frankly, the bloated feature sets you find in some of the more complex alternatives.
So just to quickly recap the main points, we're talking live drag-and-drop scheduling, clear visual signals for things like workload and potential delays. It's seamlessly integrated inside Business Central, and importantly, it's available for free.
That really sums up the core value. It's a practical solution for companies maybe finding Excel isn't cutting it anymore, or they're frustrated with the standard BC scheduling tools, or they just really want to avoid investing time and money into an overly complicated system they won't fully use. It gives you that crucial visual layer for managing production without the unnecessary weight.
Okay, so if this sounds like something that could simplify scheduling for our listeners, where should they go to learn more?
The best starting point is the website, schedulerfordynamics.com. You'll find much more detail there, screenshots, use cases.
Schedulerfordynamics.com, got it.
And as we've said, it's also right there on Microsoft AppSource. You can find it, download it, and start using it for free.
Excellent.
Oh.
That's a pretty compelling way to try it out. So maybe a final thought for our listeners as they consider their own operations. Just think about how much more proactive and in control your team could be with that immediate visual insight into the production schedule.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to manage those workflows smoothly, tackle potential bottlenecks before they happen, all without getting tangled up in systems that are maybe just too complex for what you actually need. Sometimes the most effective solutions are the ones that just bring clarity.